Hello community, I hope you are doing good. In this discussion, we will see how to use answer underscore one method. And in case you missed previous discussion about what is get underscore view method, please check link is given in the description. If you want to learn more about Odoo, you can visit the Weblearns channel. Under this home screen, you can see Odoo 17 and 18 development tutorial. And we are working on this playlist, Odoo ORM method. By the way, if you are a beginner and want to learn from the scratch, you can visit this playlist because this is the main playlist and those are the topic wise sub playlist also available. Guys, if you didn't subscribe this channel, please subscribe. It will give you a latest notification about upcoming videos. All right, so let's back to our main topic. What is the ensure underscore one method, right? So let's say if you're working here to perform some operations, right, only for the single record set, in that case you can use the answer underscore one method to validate whether it is a blank or it is a single record set or not. For example, let me give you one live example to understand how this answer underscore one is working and what is the main purpose. Okay, so let's say this is the default method, sorry, the custom method. So from here, let's say not a calendar but student school. So once I click to this button, so this button already registered to this method. So once I click that button, it will automatically call this method. Okay, so here I will try to perform one small operation. So custom method, so let's say sub custom method. Okay, and let me add here the print statement. Now what I will do is, like, I will try to call this method from here. Okay, to understand how answer underscore one we need to use in the real scenario applications. So let me restart the service. Guys, if you don't know how to configure Odoo in PyCharm and restart or stop the service or using the debug mode, right, please check editor level playlist. I already explained everything how to configure. So let me remove all these logs, and once I click to this button, now you can see here the custom method clicked, then after the record set, then after sub component methods, and now you can see it's call this method, and then after again it's print the current record set, right? So here let me comment it out because I'm giving you here all the different topics example. So due to that you can see here those output. So you have to exclude this one, but you can just focus about here. Okay, so let me restart the service one more time. Once I click here, and now you can see. Okay, here let's say I want to print here self.name. Okay, so you can consider this method and this self is the record set, right, for this current model. So in this method I want to perform only one record set at a time. Here in case I'm getting multiple record set, then I'm getting here singleton error message, right? So to avoid such situations, so in that case there is one more option to use answer underscore one. It will also throw the same error, but let's see. So here I'm trying to call using the self, and self itself is the single record set you can see here. Now let's say I'm using search. I'm trying to call all the method, all the records that it will return here, right? And now you can see. Once I click to this button, you can see the error throws. And before that, let's look this print statement. So first thing is these two statements coming from the custom method. Then after it will automatically call this method. So once we jump to here, the line number 99, you can see the sub custom method also called here. That's fine. You can see that it's also again going to this 100 piece of line. It also says self, and now you can see here self is not only the single record set, but it's a more than one record set. And due to that, in a line number 101, right, I'm trying to extract the print only the name field from the self. So self directly can't print, like here the purpose is, if you access this self or any object, right, any of the record set object, trying to get the single value, right, so in that case here the record set is single record set, then you will get the result. But in case the record set itself having a more than one record sets like this, so what happen is it will throws this exception, and the exception is value error and expected singleton error message. To avoid such situation, right, and now you can see here in the specific line, you can see this line number 101, right, you can see line number 101. Here is the issue, it says, and now you can see, we can see here the message, that particular, right, where is the error message. So this is a singleton error message. Why? Because we are trying to access not the single but the more than one record set found and trying to extract the name field, and due to that it throws the exception. Okay, so here what we do is, like, we can do one thing, self dot underscore answer underscore 1 we will use here. Now let me restart the service, and again I'm not changing here because I'm trying to pass out all the record set. And once I click here, again I'm getting the same error message, but you can see now, you can see still value error expected singleton, and you can see the record set found multiple record set, right? And if you see here sub method call, and immediately it stops from this beginning of this method, it won't be print, it won't be execute the afterward lines piece of code, right? So this is prevent whenever this method you call, right, and this self found as a blank or more than one record set, then it will throws the exception immediately and it will stop the execution further. So this is the main purpose, to check whether the record set should be single or it will throws the exception like this. Okay, now let's see here. For example, let's say if I will try to remove this piece of line and I'm using here the self as a single record set, so what happened? Okay, let me remove logs, and now you can see, now once I click to this button, it will automatically easily call that method without any error message. You see, custom method clicked the record set, and then after you can see sub custom method, then after it will print these two statements, single record set and the ID. Sorry, this is not ID, actually this is the school name. If you go to here, this name, see, so that name field right now hidden, I think might be you will confuse, but using this get view method, right, I'm trying to modify the view using the Python side. So guys, if you don't know how to modify this view using the Python side, so you don't need to also worry about the inherit the view in the XML side. It's also possible using the get view method. Okay, so let's say once I will refresh the screen, now you can see the name field also available here. So yeah, so you can see like this, right? For example, let's say you have a multiple record set, then what, in that case, what you want to do, right? So for that case, let's say you have to use the iterator operation. So let's say school in self dot search like this, and here instead of self you can directly use the school and that specific method name to perform your specific operation. So I'm giving you here the real scenario to use the answer underscore 1. Okay, once I click to this button, now you can see, so this is the main method print statement, and now you can see it will call simultaneously till end of the record set. So that is the main purpose of the ensure underscore one. And yeah, there is one more thing. We already talked about the multiple records, right? What about if the record set itself is a blank? Self.search, for example, let's say id equal to 0. And here I'm trying to call this method. So what happened? You can see here. See, it's again throws the error message. And it says here the value error, expected singleton, and now you can see here it's a blank record set, right? So here the blank or more than one record set found, it will throws value error. It's only accept single record set. Okay, so might be you can search this keyword in your community add-ons file or in an enterprise or in your custom add-ons files. You will get like this, right? So that means it will only perform single record set only. So this is the main purpose here. Okay, so that's it, guys. If you still have any doubt related to this topic, please comment below and see you in our next session.